mean, it's really true. I feel really lucky because, one of the reasons to elaborate on what Bill said, that I think that this mix of comedy and drama is that life is so clumsy. It would be easy if there were villains, but it's not, and that's one of the things that Bill and the writers recognize. It's just it's all so messy, and it's funny that it's messy, like stumbling your way through life. I don't know. I wasn't told it was going to be this tricky life, and I think that that's sort of what the show explores.
Brett, it's Brett, right?
Yes, I am.
This was your first major role, I believe, since the infamous Roy Kent on Ted Lasso. And I know you're a creator of the show. Were you nervous about creating something that we all can say, because we've seen it now, is so different, 180 degrees from that character? And what was it like between your conversations with Bill, with Jason, and with Neil Goldman? How did you come about doing it?
I'll tell it.
You can tell the truth.
Okay.
I tried very hard to not hire Brett. True story. True story.
So we were cast. I wasn't going to play the part. We'd written the part, and we were looking for who should play it. And Jason called me and Bill into his trailer, which he'd never done before.
I thought we were in trouble.
I thought we were in trouble. I was like, oh fuck! Finally happened. He's turned, and he brought us into his trailer, and he said, "Why isn't Brett playing Lewis? Brett should be playing Lewis." And Bill was like, "I don't think so." And I was like, I don't know. And then Jason said, "Think about it. Think about giving it 24 hours." And then I will say this: in the morning, I thought it's never going to happen. He's never. And in the morning, Bill called me, sent me a very nice text, and he called me and he said, "I believe in you as an artist. I do not see you as this part, but if you think you can pull it off, I will support you all the way because I believe in you." And I said, "That's very kind, Bill." And then he went, "But the whole season hinges on this character. If you fuck it up, Shrinky's dead."
That is true.
That's true, and there was a lot of, because I was directing the episode, there was a lot of talk about
you. You were the first.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about your accent and the beard. There was a lot of discussion.
That was the one thing that mattered to me more than anything, is that he couldn't have a beard. And
he was very upset about the beard.
Not for the character, I just knew how much it would bother him.
It was awful. It was the first time in my life I'd not had a beard. I was born with one.
I will say a sweet end to that story, though, is that the very first scene he shot was in the third episode, where Alice comes into the coffee shop and screams at him. And Bill came to set and watched one take of that scene and was like, "Okay, you guys are good," and just left. So there you go.
I don't like doing this in public. Brett's very good.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my God, you got a compliment?
There it is.
He's never, ever said this.
It took me 24 years to get one of those. Bastard.
Thank you, Bill. You're so excellent.
Harrison, I've looked through the questions that the Paley Center wants me to ask you, and I know that you're not going to like any of these. So, yeah. So I wrote my own question. If you were going to buy a World War II fighter plane, would you choose the P-51 Mustang or the Grumman F-6F Hellcat?
Oh, shit. Get ready.
I understand you also act.
I know you really do like planes. I thought we were going to talk about... I'll ask you a cool question.
I'm a little scared, aren't you?
I'm a little scared. You know how easy it is? I so felt like Jimmy in the scene right there. That's what it's like. How did Bill and Jason and Brett and Neil convince you to do this show? I'm sure you've been approached to do television before, but for the first time, these guys managed to get you to be on the show. How did it happen?
Actually, none of those people were. Brett Goldstein
discuss the script that we read. And he came to the door and opened the door and I said, I'll do it.
Pretty much.
Is that not true?
Yeah, you drive a very hard bargain.
Right. But I recognize a kind of writing that I have that I always am deeply attracted to. The combination of drama, pathos, comedy, silly shit, fun things to watch, incredibly talented people having a ball, which is part of what I think is the secret sauce of this show. We have the best goddamn time. It's a sin to pay us. You know?
No, it's not. No, you know they don't. I don't know.
It's gonna take that.
Yeah.
That's Harrison's agent in the aisle on his back.
Anyway, I love the material. I love the people that I'm working with. I love the opportunity. I'll tell you what is different for me in this. When I go, I sort of know what the whole thing is, and we talk about this, we talk about that, and who's going to be in, and blah 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 blah. This is a leap of faith that I took. I didn't have a script. I had one script for a season. I hadn't done television before. But there was something so real, so compelling, so much, something that spoke to me about through this material that I knew that I could trust the people I was working with, and I could trust myself because I knew this shit. I know this stuff. It's part of your life, and it's part of your lives, and it's. I tell you, I keep repeating this story because to me it's really you're taking too much time.
I don't think anyone wants you to stop.
No, you're not. Talk, please.
Will we shut up for a minute? People come up to me on the street and they say, "Hey, I just want to tell you, my family and I watch Shrinking. We love that show." And then they say, "Hey, don't you want a picture? You want an autograph? You want to know where I live? What do you want?" They've done it because that's the contract that we have with each other. They don't need to think of me as a special person. This is our lives we're talking about. Our lives. It's not me, a movie star. It's me, us. And I fucking love it.
Hey, thank you guys for coming.
I don't know if it's going to get better than that. I'm sorry. And Krista, I'm sorry that you have to follow that.
No.
Do you want me to skip to Ted?
Yeah, skip to Ted and
Okay.
come back to me after that.
I'll skip to Ted. I won't make you follow that. Ted, you're going to follow that.
I'm used to it. Go ahead.
Yeah. That was so amazing and incredible. Ted, people are in love with you. Yes. Anytime I'm walking around and people know I'm associated with the show, they compliment it in so many ways, but invariably they mention loving you. And I just want to say this has been such a huge thing. You started as a smaller character season 1, and little by little, Bill and the writers all saw how brilliant you are and kept increasing your part, and now you're giving you beautiful dramatic stuff, and you're turning out the most incredible acting work. And I'm a fan of yours since Revenge of the Nerds. I love it. So I guess I just want to hear, as a fan of yours, what does all this mean to you? Because you're just doing incredible work.
Thank you. That's extremely kind. And
Derek is the beneficiary of brilliant writing. I'm not really doing anything. I am really just along for the ride, and that the writers have given me solid, and I've learned the economy of less. In the first season, I just sort of popped in, and they gave me gold every time. Not once did they give me an empty weapon, and it's such a pleasure. I'm so used to being empty. And I just am so blessed because I wasn't clever enough to arm it myself. And so here I am now with real pros, and I've been with real pros, but I mean, I'm in a place where I feel safe. And what I've learned is that I'm a guy, unfortunately, who needs to feel kind of safe where he works. And Bill has always said, if there's ever an issue, if anyone doesn't feel safe, if anyone's bothering, whatever it is, anyone's out of line, come to me, and we'll take care of it. And it has come from the top all the way down. You're in a scene with Harrison Ford, and I tell the story. I walked over and we were doing rehearsal, and I touched his hand and pulled it away like this. I thought, oh God, I just pissed off Harrison Ford. Now what do I do? And so he says to me at the end of the rehearsal, he says, do that again. And I thought, I think I just did something Harrison Ford like. So it's been such a learning experience, but Derek only exists because of these wonderful people. And I am in talent for people beyond my dreams. It's the greatest job I've ever had. And I just keep pitching this, honestly.
Speak to that at all? Not too much. Well, I just want to say. I just want to say because I watched from my position. It's a directing episode. You going, and I had this incredible cast. Holy shit! And this guy we did this on Scrubs too. But this guy was in the supporting part. Holy shit! He's shining. Let's keep giving him more and more, and keep shining with it. And it's just so beautiful to watch as a village.
We knew in the writing room when Ted McGinley said, "Eat a bag of dicks, Pam." With a smile on his face, that it was. I will tell you guys, the cool journeys up here.
It's good writing. Eat a dick, Pam. It's good writing.
I always like saying this.
The writing is so amazing. Eat a dick, Pam.
The only two actors that tested for the part of Dr. Cox were John C. McGinley and Ted McGinley, and that's when we met. And he would have been amazing, Dr. Cox. But we kind of formed a bond back then, and so it's very special for me to get to work with you now.
So thank you. I failed in my at the network with that show in the audition, and John McGinley was so much better. It was an obvious choice. I've still never seen the show because of I had no idea who Zach was. I just thought he was a great director. But Bill did say to me, he said one day, because I was in tears when they called me and said, and so many of us can relate to it on my ride home in the car, you don't want to answer the phone, you get the phone, you didn't get it. I have tears. Bill called me up and said, one day we're going to do something together, I promise. And during Ted Lasso, I was like, no, I'm not watching this either, I'm not on it. Really ticked off at that one. Anyway, and then he called and said, I got something. And it was I can't even tell you. It's changed my life.
Amen. Krista, you are so funny. And what I love about this season is you're getting a chance to do so much beautiful dramatic work. I love that scene recently with you crying while braiding Lupita's hair, telling her she has to wear sunscreen. It was so beautiful, and it summed up the show for me because I'm laughing, but my eyes are rolling as it happened, and you are so gifted at that. This character, there's so many things to talk about with Liz, but I thought I'd just focus on you and Gabby because that's a lot of the audience favorite. You guys are just so funny together. Talk a little about what's the chemistry between between you and Jessica, and obviously the writers have leaned into that because it's you guys have a really wonderful magic together.
I always look forward to when I get to work with Jessica because we both have. I torture her on set, but we have so much fun working. I was just watching that scene that was on Wednesday that we're doing the negotiation with Alice. We could not stop laughing. You know, it's problematic when I work with Jessica, but I do feel like we get these. I agree with Ted. You get and Harrison. You get these scripts every week, and it's like a gift. You like can't believe that you get to say these beautiful words and have the opportunity to work with such incredible people and to laugh, and also that they have your back if you're going to try things or try things that don't work, and it doesn't matter on the show because you're safe. So like Jessica and I try all different things, and it doesn't matter, you know. And Bill uses the best things.
Yeah, well, it's so fun to watch you guys do it. And Jessica, I want to say with you now, you are so freaking hilarious on the show.
Thank you. I am in the wackiest fucking seat in this house right now. This is a wacky scene. There's a lot going on with these two. By the way, so please, I'm gonna connect with you right now.
Okay, with me,
These
man.
are two lunatics for sure. So go on.
There's so much to ask you two, but I thought I'd start with the amazing chemistry between you and Damon Wayans Jr. I was there day one, his first episode, and watching it happen with Bill and the monitors, and just instantly, it was just like, these two need a spin-off. I mean, it was just, and I know the answer, but tell them, do you guys know each other at all? Do you have any history? Because you just fell into like such a natural, beautiful rhythm.
Thank you. No, I like comedy, and so I find that my love language is bits. I think that's one of them. If we're laughing genuinely together, I feel warm, and I watched everything that's comedy, and so I'd seen his work for like a long time. But I think the key, like with him and with the rest of his cast, because our chemistry is insane, is to find the other person inherently interesting. Like chemistry, and I feel like that's like one of my superpowers is like trying to hone in on that. It's like finding that person deeply interesting, and then it shows on screen, like you can see it. And so it was a no-brainer. I mean, he's like fast, like he's really fast, like his brain is really fast, and so when that, I'm like, oh, you're like a fast car, so let's go. Like, and then it's just trying to meet everyone where they are. Like I really try, and like, you know, a scene with Lupita is going to be different than, you know, a scene with Ted. It's going to be different than
He talks to me like this.
This is a crazy fucking scene. This scene is crazy. He's been being bad the whole time. He's been whispering and saying things. He's also been saying crazy shit over here. I'm literally like, these guys are being insane right now. So anyway, yes, that's all. The bottom line is, yeah, chemistry is like just finding the other person really interesting and like really caring about them as a person.
You're also both just so funny riffers. I remember the very first thing we ever shot with the two of them was when she's coming with the breakup bag from the house, and we just watched Bill and I sat with them watching the two of them riff on sex toys and dildos for like an hour.
It was really
Bill's
gross.
like, I think we have enough of the talk of the dildo and
Yeah.
answering the dildo.
Yeah, it was really gross. Like, he's a Wayans, so there's no... That was the scene where I was like, oh, that's right, you're a Wayans. You're like, you're going to take it as far as it's going to go. And I'm going to take the bit as far as it's going to go. I'm going to commit to a bit no matter what. Like, so it got really gross really quickly, and we need to burn
I remember turning to Bill like, I don't think you're allowed to air that.
No, it was insane. It was insane.
I love when anytime we do a scene, especially with you, that Bill will be like, I think we have enough of that.
Yeah, and Bill, you know, it's like there'll be like a time when Bill will come in and be like, okay, now just, you know, you can milk it, do whatever you want. And I'm like, you want me to milk this? So I can easily turn a 30-second scene into a 20-minute scene if you just give me the opportunity, because I'm a Leo, so that's good.
Lukito, I think you have one of the hardest parts of the whole season, and you're just doing such a fantastic job. I mean, the scene with you and Lewis in the coffee shop was just really, really, really extraordinary work. And I wondered, I mean, this is sort of a question for Bill and you, but you know, why do you think Alice is so quick to forgive Lewis? You know, obviously it's coming from Michael's character as well, but I guess, Bill, this is a hybrid question for you. Bill, since you wrote it, but you performed it so beautifully, why do you think she's so quick to be the one campaigning for everyone to forgive?
I want Rukita to answer this, but I want to say something that is interesting about TV shows. All my TV shows lean into what's working. And one of the things we talked about in the writer's room with an all-star cast of absolute rock stars was when we cast Luke Tenney and Rukita Maxwell. We said, they're young people that are going to be dropped into this world. And just so you know how TV shows work, if they weren't amazing, they wouldn't be in every scene. And so one of the things that made this show work was that even the young actresses that are kind of, you know, just being plopped into a world like this, kill in a way that you owe them this type of material. And so absolutely blown away by their performances. And I'll let Rukita answer. By the way, the mean side of that was if you sucked, you guys just would have been ghosts.
I think the scene that Alice goes into Lewis's apartment and witnesses him for the first time, I don't think she's going into it thinking that there's going to be a catharsis at the other end of it. I don't know if she knows at all why she's there. And it's not until she's faced with Lewis's humanity, his miscongeniality poster on his wall, and his photo of his girlfriend or his fiance, and that's the first time she's personified this villain. And I think that in that moment, she also does have like a verbal rage at him, and that still doesn't even give her the catharsis that she wants, or we don't feel it. I didn't feel it performing it on the day. And it's not until she gives that forgiveness that there is a breath. And yeah, I don't think it was expected for her, but
it's one of those moments, that's such a good answer. You guys know as well as I do. It's one of those moments that would have ruined the show if it was false, right? And we had two huge challenges this year with this particular storyline. And one which annoyed me, and I told Brett, was if people didn't inherently like this character and go, oh shit, I like this guy and care for him right away, the show would be ruined. And the other one is if they didn't believe that Alice forgave this guy and it didn't make sense creatively, the finale would not work. And the finale is really good. The director killed it.
He's the director.
He came to my house and he's like, wait, you see how good I did job I did directing? He's like, I know you're a director, but I fucking killed it.
Yo, directing's easy.
Oh my god.
Bill, you did kill it though. You did kill it.
That's sexy because, you know, my wife always goes, when Zach's here, it's like having a movie director. I'm like, fuck you.
All right, Michael Urie, you are a funny man.
Michael asked me what you guys just saw, and I'll be giving him props for Zach's question. You might have forgotten, in the episode they just saw, someone asked you for a third time how you met Lewis. And you started to do that speech again, and I was watching it, and I got to the point now, I'm like, please say it again.
I could probably still do it.
No, that's my...
That is, by the way, that's a dare. Can you?
No.
Wait. Can you?
Fine.
Can you try? Do it, give it a shot. If you can't, don't feel pressure.
He said, okay, well, what's the cue?
You feel? Are you talking a funny way because you feel? Also
the cue is how do you even?
Okay, all right. So he said, how did you even meet him? And
how did you even meet him?
Okay, so he came here, and I was like, "Get away from this family, scram!" And he was like, "Sorry." And we're like, "Sorry."
Yeah, buddy.
He went to Juilliard.
Yeah, you guys just got free Juilliard right there. Well, my question that Bill ruined is, tell us how you learned that monologue.
Was that really a question?
Yeah. No, I know we all know you're an amazing theater actor and you went to Juilliard, but that was quite a task to get that down. It must have taken you a little bit of time.